Hey guys, I'm Melhorn. How important is bait size when it comes to catching catfish? Well, stay tuned. We're going to talk about it. Guys, I was reeling in checking baits here, and I think there's a fish on this one too. The reason I was checking baits, I haven't got hit here in a minute. And I was like, I'm going to check these baits. And boom, there's a fish on that one and a fish on this one. Non-aggressive bite. Another eater blue. Man, if you was eating fish, this would be the place to eat them. Get this baby off here. There we go. Pow, another eater. There's the bait. Wonder why they're eating it. Boom, there's fish number one in the boat, a small fish, but hitting one of the small baits like I did on the last trip out here. I've got 6 rods in the water. 4 of them have chicken, smaller pieces of chicken. 2 of them have large baits. The thinking is, well, where they're feeding and what they're feeding on, they're not eating large stuff. It's tough for me not to put out some cut baits just in case, and just to entice them, and just to not have to check 6 rods for bait all the time. But the bottom line is, I think with where these fish are feeding and what they're feeding on, the smaller bait is important, and we'll talk about that some more in a minute. All right, guys, and we'll see if I got a fish on this bait right here, straight out the back of the boat. This is a piece of chicken. The 4 inside rods are all chicken. The ones on the outside planer bores have the cut bait. A small fish. This is a really small one here. It's not like the last one, but boom, it nailed it. We found this size fish anyway, and are there big ones around? That is a good question. We're gonna keep dragging to find out, but we definitely got some of these little babies feeding. They're feeding on this stuff just fine. Coming into a river channel. We'll see if that changes anything up here. Get him back. Boom, there's another one. I actually got that rod in, was checking baits. I didn't get hit here for a while. I was thinking, you know, last trip out here I was catching fish pretty quickly, and sure enough, I had a fish on. So the fish had eaten a bait, and kind of in a non-aggressive way, and got hooked up on, again, on chicken. Again, 4 to 6 rods do have chicken. Probability suggests they'll be on that, but if you truly believe that big fish want big bait, well, that hadn't been true so far. Not that they won't hit it, they will hit it. It's just depending on what's going on bite-wise and fish-wise. Why is that? Well, where I'm fishing some massive flats, silted flats, that have a lot of snails, aquatic snails, and mussels on them, and that's what the fish are feeding on. The fish get keyed on this smaller stuff. Sometimes they'll hit something bigger, but for whatever reason in their heads, they want that little stuff, and it's hard to get them to change. You guys that bass fish, crappie fish, know what I'm talking about. You get fish that are targeting a certain size bait fish, and that's all they'll hit. And that's kind of what we're doing here. We're trying to give them something in the range that we think they're feeding on, and so far it's working. Oh, might have one on this inside planer. Not a giant fish, but we're getting pecked at. Picking at them, guys, picking at them. This is on a piece of chicken. Go figure. Pop that board off there, get that baby ready to go. Great guy. If you ever want to go fishing, call him. See what this is. Yep, it is there. It is there. We're gonna walleye fish it. Catfish Pro Dragonfire rods, some 30-pound Andy monofilament, and some Catfish Pro reels with their power handles. CatfishPro.com has got them. And this one has a fish on the end. Again, I think we're on the eaters, but we ain't gonna size shame them. We're happy to have them. Man, I might have to come down here with a cooler and keep a bunch. These are a bunch of eaters. Catfish Pro pliers, do a little surgery to get that one out. Hooked in the bottom of the mouth. Roll that out. There we go. Nice little blue cat on the chicken. Man, there's another fish in the boat. These ain't big. We ain't on the big ones yet. I'm gonna keep covering some water. This little pod here are smaller fish, and that is what it is. As I've said many times, these fish keep me entertained while I'm waiting on something big to come in and eat. So, but they're keyed in on small stuff apparently. You know, I've got the big baits out, but they're just hammering these little things. And I think it's because they're feeding on mussels and snails and that kind of stuff. And listen, some places y'all may not have a lot of that. So this whole using chicken thing may not work, but it does translate into bait size and what they're focused on. And if you got fish that are feeding on small stuff, let's say they're feeding on a little bitty threadfin, sometimes you can get them to hit a great old big bait if there's one around, but man, fish get hyper focused on eating something and that's all they'll hit. It's kind of crazy. You can give them something that's got a lot more, you know, protein, energy, whatever, and when they're hyper focused on that one thing, that is all they want to eat. So you know, match the hatch, as they say, and you'll usually catch more fish. But if you're like me, I like keeping some of them big baits out there, just in case one of those bigger fish decide he wants to choke down something that's a little more than a snack. All right, guys, I think we got one on this inside planer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hooked up, baby, hooked up. Just got everything kind of reset here. Checking baits, checking some stuff. Had a couple of hits in the river channel, but never hooked up on any. Might have one, I don't know. Anyway, getting on the edge of it now, and boom, got hit. This one's hooked up decently compared to, had a couple bites that were kind of lethargic. Of course, they're smaller fish, so they're not gonna slam a bait, but this is, as you guess, chicken. We're gonna get one on a cut bait before it's over with. I feel confident. Some better fish. Better fish than what we have. See if we can get us a good one before it's over with, but these fish definitely are keying on smaller baits today, and I think that's just the nature of what they're feeding on and where they're at. I may have to net this one. This one has grown a little bit as it's gotten closer to the boat. Maybe I can lift it. I'll go back to my old bugger grip days of bugger gripping them. Let's try that, see what happens. Oh, the old bugger grip days. Y'all used to love this. Simmer, 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 simmer. Simmer, simmer. They've got him. Got some striper guys over here eyeballing me with the binoculars. They think it's a striper. Oh, good looking little fish. That's a good eater. That one's worth cutting right there. That one's worth putting a knife in if you're eating them. Heck yeah, back alive. This one got hooked up. Did this one get a fish on it? Yeah, it did. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Got hooked up. Straight back line. I had one get hung up over there and I had to break it off, and as I was reeling it in, this rod went over. I swear there's a reel-in bite sometimes. They sense something going on and are like on them. So up onto the flat now. Just not a lot of life in the river. There's life in the river channel, but there's not a lot of bite and fish in the river channel. I think there's more striper and bait fish in there than anything. Boom. Got him. Got him. Another eater. We ain't on the giants, but we're getting bit. Bang, there's another one. Not really super duper aggressive on the bite so far. I'm gonna keep covering some water here and get out of this river channel, get up onto this flat. That seems to be where more of these mussels are. And, you know, a lot of this bottom, depending on where you fish, reservoirs are gonna be different. You know, there's different types of bottoms that will hold these mussels and snails and corbicula that they're feeding on. Same thing when it comes to bait fish. You know, there are certain areas where these bait fish are going to hold up. They may be holding up over deeper water, so if you're fishing that, you may have to focus on those areas. But it's a consistent bite. It's better than what we've been having. I want some bigger fish, but you know, that's how it is. We always want something more. If we're catching, you know, big ones, we want more big ones. If we're catching small ones, we want bigger ones. If we're, you know, catching a couple, we want a dozen. So I'm not going to complain. This is a good fishing, beautiful day to be out here. It's fall. Temperatures are reasonable, and not a lot of people on the water when it's cloudy, overcast, and during the week. So see if there's one more waiting for us. I think I got one going here on this one. Let's see what we got. Yes, sir. Hooked up, baby. That's a better fish. We got something besides a T90 one. Heck yeah, this one's got a little bit of shoulders to him. Chicken. Y'all can just kind of go figure. Pretty much every orange rod has chicken. So that is the only rod right there that has chicken on it, any of the Dragonfire rods. All of the orange Catfish Pro rods have the chicken. These are all medium action rods. I think maybe one of these is a medium heavy. All of the Dragonfire rods are mediums. We got here comes a good old gust of wind. There we go. See who we got here. A little 30-pound monofilament line handles these fish very nicely. Ooh, he's kind of heavy. Little football. Let's see if we can get him in here without popping a hook. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another one that swallowed a bait. Pooping up. That old muscle poop. Ah, you gonna get the hook. You're bleeding all over the place. He's gonna get the hook. Yeah, that one made a little bit of a mess in the boat. That one was throat hooked. It happens on some of them. It's inevitable. It's part of fishing. Even with the circle hooks, you'll get some of them like that, especially if it's an aggressive bite and they're inhaling this chicken. So retie this leader, get this back out. Again, we're onto the flat. We're just picking at them. It's a nice steady bite through here. It's you know, not chaotic, but we're not sitting here for 45 minutes either waiting on a bite. So I can't complain about any of this. Again, downsizing baits to try to match what they're feeding on, what they want to eat. Sometimes you can throw out them big baits, man, and they'll hit them, they'll nail them. All depends on the fish you're fishing for, where you're fishing, and what they're feeding on. And sometimes some of that's seasonal, some of it is time of day, and just kind of depends, you know. That's why I like to keep a couple of big baits out there, just in case there's that big boy that's cruising around looking for something a little bit bigger. I like having them out there, but man, out of all the fish we caught, again, every one of them's come on chicken so far. Knock this rod back out. That board went back like there was a fish. Yep, it is a fish. It is a fish. It is a fish. Hooked up. Yeah, I was checking a bait, and if I got chicken out, I kind of keep an eye on the baits just to make sure stuff doesn't get plucked off, because it happens. And got that one back out, and this one went back, and poof, we're hooked up again, baby. Hooked up again. There we go. I think we got away from them little bitty fish. These are not big fish. These are not tournament fish, but they're something, keeping the rod moving. Well, onto the flat now. There's even bait up here. It's just like there's more fish up on these flats feeding. And again, I think it has to do with what the bottom is. I think it's silted in more. I think there's more for more of the snails. And oh, that's a good looking blue cat right there, guys. That's a good looking blue. Is he hooked? Oh, he ain't hooked solid. He ain't hooked solid. I'm gonna have to boga grip him if I get him in at all. He is barely hooked. Very, not a very good chance we get this one in. He's one big thrash from getting loose. Got him. Dancing with the devil on that one, guys. Dancing with the devil. Good looking blue cat though. It's a heck of a bite. This is as good as it gets fishing wise, I'll be honest. Y'all seen some of my videos. I don't pump them all that they're all great trips. You've seen some recent videos to where you chunk him back. I've been honest. I'm brutally honest on all of them. When it's good, I'll tell you, and when it's bad, I'll tell you. And we've had days where we've it's been work to catch fish. Guide trips have been that way, and this here is as good as it gets. I mean, to catch this fish at this catch rate is good fishing. Are there bigger fish in here? Yeah. Can you get them? Yeah, but I'm happy with what we're getting. It's a good catch rate, high numbers in a very, very short period of time. Very good fishing. Man, resetting some baits here. This one, yep, it is hooked up. Let me get that planer board further out. I was resetting some baits. I checked a cut bait. It's been out there all day. Nothing touched it. Put a sweeter piece on there. Downsized it a little bit to see if that helps any. But yeah, looked back up. Was getting ready to reset this one that's standing over here, and I seen this rod go real slack. And tuff. Got us another eater. Another blue. God, there's some blues in here, boys. They are here. If you's eating them, this would be the perfect size fish. Yeah, guys, this is as good as it gets bite-wise. And, you know, I'm not Mr. Cheerleader that's just making videos every time the bite's good. You see me make videos when it's bad and when it's good. And, you know, when it's bad for a long period of time, I'll tell you, I don't quit fishing when the fishing turns bad. And because eventually it'll get good. Today it's good. It's excellent. It's as good as it gets. And part of this is bait size, downsizing the baits, going with the stuff that they're feeding on. And some of it's just weather too. I think weather's going to play a part. And it's a good time of the year. Maybe it's a time of day. I don't know. We're out here. It's almost noon. So it throws some stuff out there. But I think the cloud cover helps with making that feed happen. So it's a good time of the year. It's fall. This is good fall fishing. And I've been waiting on it, man. We went through a slow period. Any of y'all that have been on guide trips with me, we've caught fish, but man, it's been a struggle. We've covered a lot of water to find fish. And we've not had numbers or catch rates anyway like we're getting today. Today's catch rate is really, really good. We had a lot of the guide trips there for about a 3-week period, man. You'd struggle all day to catch, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11 fish. And you know, here, you know, you're catching 2 to 3 an hour, which is, again, as good as it gets. But it'll happen. This won't last forever. That's the other thing you have to keep in mind. You know, while this is good now, it'll change, and that's just fishing. Good bites don't last forever. Bad bites don't last forever. But it's been a good day. Boom! Got one on the inside planer. Man, I'll tell you what, thank you, Lord. This is good catching. Gives me some enthusiasm. You get out on days and weeks of like slow fishing, man, it beats you down. It's like you don't want to go. This here makes me want to go. This makes me want to fish. Even though they're not big fish, I want to catch fish. So if I can wait on a big fish, this will keep me fishing, keep me pacified. I ain't going home because I ain't catching big fish. I may want to go home because I ain't catching fish, but I ain't going home because I ain't catching big fish. So, got another one, and you guessed it, it's on chicken. This is a chicken bite. These poor striper guys are looking at me like, well, you keep reeling in. They've actually come off of the river channel where they've been fishing over in this direction, because I'm not on the river channel, which is where most of those guys live at. That's boga grippable. Fish, good fish. Simmer. The other thing is, most of them think you're striper fishing when they see planer boards. And they're not really used to seeing people run 4 planer boards trolling for catfish. So we'll let them think that's what I'm throwing back. They can't tell from that far away. It's terrible. A lot of poop. See that poop? What's interesting here is the fishing is so good. It's if you don't get bit in like 20 or 25 minutes, I'm checking baits. It's like it's something should be, and that's how good the fishing is. Whereas, you know, a week ago, we would drag baits and they wouldn't get touched for hours. So This doesn't last forever. It's not always like this. The fishing is not always like this here on this lake, but it can be like this. I'm fishing Lake Wateree, by the way, which is near Columbia, South Carolina, and it's not always on fire. There are days this lake shuts down. I fished hundreds of days out here, and sometimes it just comes to a screeching halt. And right now, we're experiencing the opposite of that. So you enjoy it while you can. This bite's working. Dragging these baits in this area is working. And like I said, you enjoy it while you can, because it will come to an end. But yeah, consider, downsizing those baits sometimes. Sometimes fish are just feeding on small stuff, and that's kind of what you need to adjust your baits to. And, try making that work. Sometimes just changing that bait size can make all the difference in the world. Even big fish sometimes don't want to eat big baits. You will eliminate little fish. Now, if you're, a really great angler and all you do is catch big fish, yeah, you may want to use big baits so you don't catch these fish. But if you're like the vast majority of people out there that want to catch fish, something to consider.